My dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers, my humble sitaram to each one of you. It is my distinct honor in welcoming you to another program of Dharma ki Awaaz, the voice of Dharma. I would like to thank all of you for taking time off your busy schedule to view this program, which comes to you every Sunday afternoon at 7 p.m. on this TV station. And at the same time, I would like to express my thanks and gratitude to my sponsors for sponsoring tonight's program. My dear brothers and sisters, friends, viewers, I ask of you to join me in moments of prayers as we seek the guidance, we seek the blessings, we seek the inspiration of the Supreme Lord. Shall we pray? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyaye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Kailashapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. My dear brothers and sisters, viewers, tonight's topic is, are we happy? Whatever we have, whatever we have acquired, are we happy with it? My dear brothers and sisters, friends, viewers, the world is a glorious place to live in. This world is a unique place for all of us. God has blessed us with the opportunity to be born on the face of the earth. And nature has provided us with food, with sunshine, with rain, with the wealth of plants, many plants and trees, animals, and lot of minerals. My friends, people have grown from a primitive and a barbarous state to become a civilized and intelligent society. We have evolved from that state of where we were living in the primitive state, meaning that we have evolved from that state, and we have now graduated, or we have graduated to live in a society where intelligence prevails, where technology prevails. In this day and age, my dear brothers and sisters, we enjoy many comforts of life. Our parents and foreparents, they would not have the opportunity of enjoying such comfort and luxuries that you and I are enjoying today. The comfort we enjoy are almost heavenly, so to speak. We have technology at our disposal, where we can sit at one place and we can browse and look at the entire world, my dear brothers and sisters, friends. And we have become used to indulging in them without the least restraint. But yet the question is, Are we happy? Even though we have evolved from the state of barbarous state, of the primitive state, and we are now in a society where intelligence prevails, where technologies prevail, and where the comfort and luxuries are. Are we happy? Most of us, if not all of us, most of us, we are not happy. At least, for some time, we are not happy, or almost all the time, we are not happy. Even though we sit amid our wealth and comforts and live lives of worry, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Remember, we sit amid our wealth. We have wealth, we have luxuries, we have comfort, and we sit amid them all. But yet, friends, brothers and sisters, we are not happy. There seems to be so much of anxieties, so much of worries, so much of dissatisfaction. We are not satisfied with whatever we have. We are not satisfied with whatever God has provided us with. And we feel quite unsatisfied. This puzzle, this mystery makes up our lives. Great scholars, great thinkers over the years have analyzed this mystery of life in order to find a way to lasting happiness. And my dear brothers and sisters, friends, do you know what they discovered? They have spent, our great thinkers and scholars and rishis, they have spent years trying to analyze why we are not happy, why we are away from lasting happiness rather. And you know what they discovered? They discovered that the mind becomes unhappy when we try to satisfy every desire. The mind becomes unhappy when we try to satisfy every desire that comes into it. As a matter of fact, satisfying every desire can, in time, lead to much unhappiness. And that is a reality, brothers and sisters. Like, for example, we find satisfaction in eating ice cream. We find happiness, we find great satisfaction eating ice cream. We enjoy eating the ice cream. And eating the ice cream leaves an impression in the mind. And so the mind is longing again to eat ice cream. The mind has a desire to eat ice cream again and again. And we get ourselves indulged in eating ice cream all the time. And over a period of time, what happens? What we think is giving us happiness, what we think is giving us satisfaction, brothers and sisters, what we think has brought us great pleasure is now making us really sick. Ice cream makes us to be diabetic. So what has given us pleasure has now become the source of our sufferings, miseries. And that is why Bhagavan Krishna, in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Shloka number 22, he says to Arjuna, Yehi samsparja bhoga Dukkayonaya evate adhyantavantaha kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. What the Lord says, what Bhagavan Krishna is telling Arjuna, that the pleasures which are born of sense contacts are verily the source of sufferings. Though it appears as enjoyable to worldly people, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, "Oh Arjuna, they have a beginning and they have an end. And it is for this reason that a wise man does not indulge in them." So, that what we think would give us happiness and pleasure and satisfaction has now become the source of our sorrows. Yehi samsparja, when we get in contact with sense object, bhoga, we enjoy that, we get indulged in it. Dukkha yona evate, that has become the source of our dukkha, our sorrows, our problem. Adhyavantaha kaunteya, O Arjuna, they come and they goes. These happiness, these pleasurable moments, they have a beginning and they have an end. They have come and they will one day go. Nateshu ramati buddha. Buddha means the wise. The wise man does not indulge in these things. So a general complaint among people is that the world is full of evil and problems. And so they ask, how can I find peace and happiness? How can I find peace and happiness? Brothers and sisters, here the religious masters of the world have time and again answered this question by explaining that peace and happiness do not exist in the external world. Happiness and peace do not exist in the external world, but are generated within ourselves. And that is when we maintain proper contact with the world. When we maintain the proper contact with the world. As a matter of fact, our problems in life are a blessing in disguise. How many of us would want to accept that? Sorrows, sufferings, miseries, problems, they are disguise. They are blessing in disguise rather, because they help us to perfect our personality. If we apply the art of right conduct or contact, then we would enjoy living on the face of the earth. So my dear brothers and sisters, what we need to understand therefore is that we need to follow the scriptures. We need to adhere to the tenets and the principles of our shastras, our scriptures. In the 16th chapter, Shloka number 23 of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna again says to Arjuna, Yaha Shastra Vidim Utsrija Varatate Kama Karataha Nasa Siddhim Avapnoti Nasukam Naparam Gatim. Bhagavan Krishna says, Yaha, those Shastra Vidim Utsrija, those who have not followed the scriptures, Varatate Kama Karataha, and according to their own whims and fancies, they follow that. Nasa Siddhim Avapnoti. they will not find no great joy. Na sukham na param gatim. They will find no happiness, and there will be no joy for them, brothers and sisters, friends. They would not be enlightened. So today, we don't want to follow scriptures. We want to follow our own thinking. We want to follow our own mind. We want to follow our whims and fancies. We act according to our own whims and fancies. We don't act according to the scriptures any longer. And because of that, we get ourselves in trouble. That is why it says that these problems of life, they are blessings in disguise. Since they help us to perfect our personality, if we apply the art of right contact. That is, if we use things moderately, or if we enjoy objects moderately, then certainly we would not be in trouble. So the scriptures provides guideline for all of us to maintain the proper relationship to the world. And if we don't follow these guidelines, we maintain the wrong contact and then complain of a bad world. That is exactly what is happening to us, brothers and sisters. That is why we can't find happiness. That is why we can't find peace living on the face of the earth, living in this world. Because we have get ourselves in contact with objects in the wrong way. No doubt, the world is a mixture of good and bad. That's a fact. Kabhi sukh hai, kabhi dukh hai. Sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But we can learn the knack of using the rough edges of experience to perfect our personality. And if we don't do that, then brothers and sisters, we will become bitter and even more deeply unhappy. We cannot blame the world for our unhappy state of the mind. It is not the world, but our view of it. Our view of it is what determines our state of mind. So we must first learn to be grateful for what we have. We must first learn to be grateful for what we have, and we must be contented with whatever we have. Such an attitude, brothers and sisters, brings about mental tranquility. So when our minds are tranquil, our faculties are alert, and our actions effective. In contrast, when our minds are agitated with desire to get something we do not have, we lose not only our peace of mind, but also our concentration and our efficiency in action. Beautifully. You know, I leave this with you before I close. A lame man is jealous of a healthy pairs of legs moving past him. A person who is lame, he becomes jealous when he sees somebody with good legs moving about. And the owner of the healthy pairs of legs is jealous of a man riding a bicycle. Even though he may have good legs and walking about all over the place, busy, but he becomes jealous when he sees someone on a bicycle and he can't have a bicycle because he has to use his legs. But a man can move faster on a bicycle. A bicycle man becomes jealous when he saw another man on a motorcycle. A motorcycle man would become jealous of a person driving a car because when rain falls, he can get wet on his motorcycle. There is no shade on him, but in a car he can get protection from the sun and the rain and so on. So he will go like that. All this misery, brothers and sisters, can be stopped by taking the first step. And what is that? Developing a sense of gratitude for what we have. Developing a sense of gratitude for what we have, which many less fortunate than us are denied. This idea, brothers and sisters, can be summarized by a very old saying, and I close with this, brothers and sisters, that the old saying goes like this: I had no shoes and complained until I saw a man who had no feet. You complaining that you don't get shoes to wear, you don't get boots to wear, but you will stop complaining when you will see a man who has no feet in town. So my dear brothers and sisters, the message is that we can only be happy when we find gratitude, or when we express gratitude for what we have. When we develop a sense of gratitude for what we have. We can only be happy when we content with whatever we have. We can only be happy when we when we do not allow the desires to have this and have that, and so many desires in us. We have to control our desires. So my dear brothers and sisters, friends, the message therefore is that all of us can be happy. All of us can be peaceful. And that is, let us develop a sense of gratitude for what we have. And we will be happy. And whatever we have around us would not affect us and would not bring us sorrows, because we will be happy with whatever we have. We would not want what other people have. We would not desire what we see outwardly, but rather will be contented with whatever we have. Santosham param sukham. Contentment is the highest happiness. Let us all be happy and be contented whatever we have. May Bhagwan bless all of us. May Bhagwan bless my sponsors. May Bhagwan bless the management and staff of this TV station, my competent operator by Jiviki. Bhagwan blessing to you and your family. Thank you very much. And my dear brothers and sisters, do join me again next week for another program of Dharma Ki Awaaz. Until next week, I leave you with Jai Shri Ram.